Hey guys, welcome to the 5th event of Marble Clash competition as we bring you to block pushing. As you see this beautiful track right here, as we are going to be seeing how much strength these teams are going to take. As you see, one of the members just taking their time showing the example to the rest of the teams, as this event is also going to be used for Constellation Clash soon. So right now in the overall standings, Team Mass is in the lead over the Poseidons and the Ramen Bombshells. Malachim Mantises jumped 10 spots to reach into a 3-way tie for 4th place. As we start off with Team Clear, who are going to be starting us off first. And let's see how they'll get that much push. And they are off. Ooh, that's actually really good. Just a reminder that every team will get 2 attempts. And both of their attempts will count as their total score. And they have to be careful, if one of their members falls out or the block falls out, that will be counted as a foul. As we start off with 100.3 from Team Clear, that's a great start as we already got over the 100 mark. I'll see how they will do on their second try. And they're off. Ooh, that's another good one. And I think that could possibly be the same one. Let's see how they did there. They pushed the block up a bit to give them more speed and more strength on there. And what is their second run? And it looks like it's 100.4, just 1 millimeter ahead of their total 1. And they'll give them 200.7 total. Anyways, next up we have Mustard Army. Can they handle the strength? And off they go. Oh, they are twisting the block. That is allowed though, as long as the block stays in the zone as straight as possible. If it's diagonal and such, that means it will count as a foul. And it looks like they got the same one as Team Clear, 100.3. What kind of coinky dink was that? But will there be a difference on their second try? And it looks like they didn't reach the 90 mark. That is our first run that doesn't reach 100. And the first one that doesn't even reach 90. Some were falling behind, just wanted to get a bit of last little pushes, which didn't really work out. And they will get 88.1, which gives their team a total of 188.4 meters. Next up, the Shining Stars. Currently sitting at the bottom, so they really want to improve themselves in this. And they are off. Ooh, just barely passing the 90 mark, but they were having lots of trouble as they were trying to push that block. Some were trying to make too much contact as their 4th one was falling behind as they made that 3rd one. That could really hurt them a bit. But let's see what their first push is. It's a 96.2 as they will be starting themselves off. But now, how will their second attempt do? Off they go. Oh, they turn it around, and that's actually a lot better than their first push. And I think that might be the best one so far. Let's see that. Yeah, they twist the block, and see that last one, giving their last little push there. And what is theirs? 105.5, and enough score with a 201.7 to put them in first place. Next up, we have the Paintballers, currently sitting in 10th place with 1 bronze to their credit. And they are off. Oh, that's actually really good. That might be a great push there. That could really help them out. Let's see what happened. They gave it a bit of a skid off the edge there, but they were able to push it back into the middle. 108.3. That's the best one so far. Well done there from the Paintballers. And now let's see what their second attempt will do. And that's another great one. That's over 105, I think. This could really help them out as well. Let's see. Look at that first one. They pushed that block so hard, giving their other team members to get that extra pushes to make it go further. 105.1. Get their total of 213.4, and they have taken the lead. Next up, we have the Ramen Bombshells. How will they do in this one? Let's see. Off they go. Oh, not a bad push there. Just only managing to pass that 80 mark. Not the best one. I see that. Ooh, a lot of contacting with all their members, making them fall behind a bit, trying to get themselves their last little push for their team. And it looks like the Ramen Bombshells get an 85.5 as their worst one so far. Now see their second attempt. And oh, they nearly pushed it off, but they were able to secure it back in. However, that push though, that isn't really gonna help. A pretty slow one as well. It just barely reaches the 90 mark. And what is their total? 91 flat, giving their team a total of 176.5. And that will be putting them in dead last for now. Next up, we have the Chocolate Bananas. This team currently sits in 9th with no medals so far. And they are off. Ooh, pretty good there. And just past the 80 mark. Doesn't really look good for the Chocolate Bananas. They tried to line up each other, and that plan did not seem to work out pretty well. And they get themselves at 81.6, and that is the worst one so far currently. Let's see how they'll do in their second attempt. So far we have no fouls so far, but we might see some later on. Oh, and it just passes the 90 mark. That was a pretty good one there, but their first one is really gonna hurt them a bunch. This could be a okay one, and it will be sitting dead last as they get a total of 173.8. That's the worst one so far. Next up, the Prison Pathfinders. This team currently sitting in 15th, 20 points in 4 events. Not looking good for them. Off they go, and as another terrible run. This time we only managed to reach the 70 mark. Now nowhere close to the 80. Not looking good for the Prison Pathfinders as they get a 74.1. This team hasn't been going great this season, along with another team, which is the Rainbow Riders. And let's see how they'll do in their second attempt. Oh, and 2 marbles have passed the block. And I'm sadly to say, I forgot to mention that. If either of some members have passed the block, that will be counted as a foul. Sorry about that, but yeah, that does count as a foul. So with that, the Prison Pathfinders will get another attempt. If they fail this one, that means their first one will only be the one that counts. And it looks like they just barely passed the 70 mark again. Still not looking good for the Prison Pathfinders. Just only gain low results there. They have 2 terrible runs there. 74.2 gives them a total of 143.3 meters. Now let's on to run number 8. We have Gardening Squad. This team currently sitting somewhere in the middle, like around 7th, I think. As they are off and only not able to reach that 90 mark. But still pretty good though. Let's see right there. Try to get that off to the left. We're able to keep it in the middle, but still having that much power to keep it going. And they get an 86.4 to start them off. Let's see how they'll do in their second attempt. Will it be better than their previous one? And sadly, that's worse than their previous one. Not able to reach that 80 mark, sadly. Wasn't able to secure it, and weren't able to keep it going. And it looks like this team gets a 79.1 for the second push, giving them a total of 165.5, which will put them in 7th. Currently in the standings, the Paintballers are the early leaders over the Shining Stars and Team Clear, followed by Mustard Army, Ramen Bombshells, Chocolate Bananas, Gardening Squad, and then Prison Pathfinders. One of the side teams trying to show some entertainment there. Anyways, as we're halfway through, as we move on to the Malachim Mantises. Our silver medalists from the previous event. Can they do good in this one? Oh, and they started off with a foul. That is not looking good. This is basically a danger zone there, because if you foul twice on your very first run, that means that team will be disqualified. So the Malachim Mantises had to try to be more safer than that, but will they be? Oh no! Oh man. I am so sorry, Malachim Mantises fans. I'm sadly to say that this team is disqualified. Not what I was expecting to happen, but whatever happens, it happens. Man, this is not going to be looking good for the Malachim Mantises after their previous event, which was great. As we see the Shadow Assassins taking off, and they will be starting off with a foul as well. Oh my, fouls are now coming into play now as in the start of the second half. This is not looking good for some teams. The Shadow Assassins are also at risk. If they fail this, they will be disqualified as well. Can they save it? Yes, they can. They will not be disqualified, and they're nearly at that 90 mark as well. They twisted around and they tried to compact themselves all together, and were they try to push that block with more strength with each other, and the 89.4 will start them off as they will be sitting in 4th as of first runs. Now let's see their second run, and nearly pushed off, and that was a great one, passing the 100 mark. Well done there from the Shadow Assassins, who currently had a terrible result in the previous event as they placed dead last. This one could really help them out. And what is that total? 104.4, giving themselves a 193.8, and that will sadly miss them out on the podium, which is 4th. Now we move on to run number 11. We have the Rainbow Riders, currently sitting in dead last for now. Let's see how they'll do in this one. And and 2 of their members have passed the block, so that means that one is a foul. We got 3 fouls in a row on the very first runs of each team. This might continue on maybe, but we'll have to see. Will the Rainbow Riders get disqualified? Off they go. And no, they won't. Good. Lucky for them. As we see, they nearly made that 100 mark, I think. I don't know if it's going to pass it or not. Well, we might need to see what the total score is going to be. But this result could help them out. And it's a 99.1, just short of the 100. But that's still a great result there. Now let's see their second run. Off they go, and a bit worse than their first one, but it's still past the 90 mark. This could really help the Rainbow Riders as they're sitting in dead last currently. Just showing like a triangle shape there, or whatever it is, I'm not quite sure. A 91.6, giving them a total of 190.7, which put the Rainbow Riders in 5th place. Next up, we have the Poseidons, our teams who are in 2nd place currently. Off they go. How their push do? And it just barely reaches the 80 mark. But still not looking great for them. They try to go by a line straight and try to compact themselves into each other to try to gain more strength to push the block, but that did not really exactly work out for them, as they get an 81.7, and they'll put themselves in 9th as of first runs. Now let's see their second one, and just reaches the 80 mark, but it was just slightly better than their first one. May not be a good result there for the Poseidons, but it might be better than some teams, and it looks like 166.5 meter total, which will put them in 9th place. We're now halfway through, as we're now on to run 13. We have Shakar. Can this team do well? Can they strike down that block? And yes, they did actually. That's actually a great run there. An amazing push. Let's see for that. Wow, colliding themselves all into each other to push that block as far as possible away from them. And then just make them last little pushes right at the end. And 107.3. That is not good. That's not the highest one yet. But that was still a great result there from Shakar. Can their second run make the difference? It just almost reaches the 100 mark. It may have, but it may not. Let's see right there. Tried to do that similarly to some of the teams who tried that same thing. And what is their total? A 99.2, giving themselves a 206.5, and that will put them in second place. Great run there from Shakar. Next up, we have our leaders. We have Team Acid. This team holds 2 gold medals. Let's see how they'll do here. Oh my goodness! 2 of their members bursted out of the zone, and that will sadly be a foul. May not be good for Team Acid, but we'll have to see what their second run is going to be, because if they fail their second run, they will be disqualified. Off they go, and they are still alive. Their first run was still going to be counted, and now this might be close to the 100 mark. Team Acid is still trying to dominate themselves, but this could really help as they get themselves a 99.4, the 5th best result in all of the first runs so far. Now see their second attempt. Off they go. Oh, and 3 of their members passed the block, and that will be a foul. Looks like 2 of the members decided to just go back to the block and realizing they made a mistake there. Which is too late already because they fouled already. As you see right there, 1 of the members pushed the block way too far to the left, leaving 3 of them and the other 2 just to pass by. Not a good sign there. If they failed this second attempt, that means their first one will only count. Oh my goodness! Ew! That would have been an amazing result, but sadly, 2 of the members passed the block again, and that will sadly be a foul. That means their first run will be the only one that will count. You'll see right there. That means their second run is invalid. That means their total is going to be 99.4. Just that. That will put them in second to last. Next up, we have the Solar Rays. Our bronze medalists who happen to be falling off a bit. Let's see how they'll do here. Oh my goodness! That is the best one so far. It might have passed that 108 mark, I think. But that might be the best one. But what is their total score? It is 109 flat. That's the best single push so far. Well done there from the Solar Rays. Hopefully that will give them a boost on their second one, and wasn't able to reach the 100 mark. But that's still amazingly excellent from the Solar Rays. That could really help them out as they are having a bit of trouble throughout the last 3 events. And what is their total? And it's a 95.6 on their second attempt. Gives them a total of 204.6, which will sit them in 3rd place. And now we move on to our last team, which we have the Seaweeds. One of the teams that are currently in the tie. Let's see how they'll do here. And it looks like it wasn't able to reach that 80 mark. Looks like they're going to be one of the teams that happen to be less than the 80 mark. That other team was the Prison Pathfinders. It's not looking good. And it looks like they will start off with a 79.7, nearly reaching the 80, but it's not quite there. Now we see what they will do in their second run. Off they go. Oh, and they really messed it up there on their second run. It might have passed the 80 mark, but we're not quite sure. A lot of contact, which slowed all of their momentum and sadly not make it far enough. And with that, they finish off with 80.1, and they will finish off at 159.8, which will sit them in 13th. And with that, the event is finished. Congratulations to the Paintballers, as they are the gold medalists in block pushing. Shakar will get the silver, and the Solar Rays will snatch the bronze. That poor result from Team Acid will still keep them in the lead by 15 points over the Poseidons, followed by the Paintballers who jumped 7th to 3rd. Next event will be event number 6, which will be Distance Drag. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you for the next event. See you next time.